uh, continuing with the structures at the medial canthus. Continuing with the structures at the medial canthus, the caruncle. What is a caruncle? It is a small, soft. This mass. It is a small, soft, ovoid, pinkish mass at the inner canthus, and it is medial to the plica semilunaris. It is part of the margin of the lower lid. It is considered as a part of the margin of the lower lid, cut off due to the development of inferior canaliculi. What is inferior canaliculi? Inferior canaliculi connects the punctum to the common canaliculus. And what is common canaliculus? The canaliculus formed by joining of inferior canaliculi and the superior canaliculi from the upper punctum. It forms the common canaliculus. And what is caruncle? It is part of the margin of the lower lid which is separated from the lower lid because of the development of inferior canaliculi. What is the lining of epithelium of the caruncle? It is stratified squamous epithelium. Many sweat glands, sebaceous glands and hair follicles are present at the caruncle, and that's why the lesions of the glands and the follicles can be present here. Accessory lacrimal glands of Cross, plenty of goblet cells are present here. Keratinization as seen in the skin is absent at the caruncle. Underlying connective tissue. The connective tissue underlying the caruncle is in contact with the septum orbitale, that the orbital septum and the medial check ligament Okay. And what is the blood supply of a caruncle? It is superior medial palpebral artery. And the caruncle drains into the submandibular lymph nodes as the conjunctiva, as is the conjunctiva around it. And the nerve supply of the area of the caruncle is important. It is supplied by the inferior trochlear nerve, as the inferior trochlear nerve also supplies the area of the caruncle. Arterial supply of the conjunctiva. Arterial supply of the conjunctiva is supplied by three arcades or marginal arcade, the peripheral arterial arcade, and by the inferior ciliary arteries. The marginal arcade is present near the lid margin, almost here. It is formed by the anastomosis of the medial. It is formed by the anastomosis of the medial palpebral artery and the medial palpebral artery and the lateral palpebral artery. It is present. Marginal arterial arcade is present in the submuscular plane below the orbicularis oculi, 2 mm from the lid margin, almost here, this area. And it gives perforating branches. Which pierce the tarsus at sulcus subcapsalis. Sulcus subcapsalis was a groove 2 mm behind the posterior lid margin. It gives off the perforating branches which pierce the tarsus at sulcus subcapsalis to supply the conjunctiva. And what are the branches of this marginal arterial arcade? It is the marginal and the marginal, that is the branches which come down, and the arterial and the tarsal branches. The tarsal branches go upwards and supply the tarsus. The tarsal branches further anastomose with the branches from the peripheral arcade. What is the peripheral arterial arcade? It is present at the upper border of the tarsus. The peripheral arterial arcade is present at the upper border of the tarsus. The perforating branches pierce the palpebral muscle to reach the conjunctiva and divides into the descending branches and the ascending branches. The descending branches supply the tarsal conjunctiva and anastomose with the branches of the marginal arcade at the level of sulcus subcapsalis. The ascending branches ascend through the conjunctiva and through the fornix pass to the bulbar conjunctiva, and is then known as the posterior conjunctival artery, and at 4 millimeter and at 4 millimeter from the limbus they anastomose with the interior conjunctival arteries. They anastomose, and at 4 millimeter from the limbus they anastomose with the interior conjunctival arteries to form a pericorneal arterial plexus which move with the bulbar conjunctiva. In cases of conjunctival hyperemia, this plexus is swelled up, is dilated. Next, to supply the conjunctiva are the interior ciliary arteries, interior ciliary artery, which itself is a branch of muscular arteries. How many muscular arteries are present in the eye? 2 for each recti and 1 for the lateral rectus. 2 for each recti except the lateral rectus. Lateral rectus has just 1 muscular artery, so total of 7 muscular arteries are present, and it further gives out the branches of interior ciliary arteries. The interior conjunctival arteries, the interior ciliary artery, when it goes ahead, a branch of it pierces the sclera and enters the interior chamber to supply the iris. But the branch of it forms interior conjunctival arteries, and these branches are given before the interior ciliary artery just pierces the sclera, and these go towards the limbus at a deeper plane and form arcades and also the pericorneal plexus along with the descending branch, that is along with the posterior conjunctival artery. Okay. Next is the venous drainage of the conjunctiva. Venous plexus of the eyelids along with the conjunctiva is drained into the superior ophthalmic vein and the inferior ophthalmic vein. There is a circumcorneal zone about 5 to 6 mm from the limbus, which drain into the interior ciliary veins. So the venous drainage is through the superior ophthalmic vein or the inferior ophthalmic vein and their tributaries of the interior ciliary veins. Okay. Lymphatics. What is the lymphatic supply of the conjunctiva? The lymphatics of the conjunctiva can be divided into superficial versus deep lymphatics versus deep layers, but both these layers have some common thing. The lateral side, superior 2/3 and inferior 1/3 of both the lids and the conjunctiva goes to the preauricular lymph nodes just in front of the ear, and the medial side, medial 1/3, medial upper 1/3, superior 1/3, and the inferior 2/3 of the conjunctiva and the lids is supplied to the submandibular lymph nodes. What is the importance of this? Because of the conjunctivitis, these lymph nodes can swell up. We can see the lymphatics here of the conjunctiva easily, and this is a lymphangiectasia of the conjunctiva as seen in this clinical picture. So the nerve supply, and now we see the nerve supply. Broadly, we have to remember that the nerve supply of the conjunctiva is through 2 divisions of the 5th nerve, trigeminal nerve. The first division, the V1, supplies most of the conjunctiva, Okay. The V1 supplies most of the conjunctiva, the superior whole of the conjunctiva along with the palpebral conjunctiva, and the lateral half of the inferior conjunctiva, both palpebral and pulpal, is supplied by the V1 division of the trigeminal nerve. But the inferior medial quadrant of the conjunctiva along with the lids is supplied by the second division of the trigeminal nerve. And which nerve supplies this portion of the conjunctiva? This is supplied by the branches of the infraorbital nerve. The exception in this area is the interior two-thirds circumcorneal zone of the bulbar conjunctiva, which is also supplied by the V1 division only. The V2 supplies the peripheral one-third of the bulbar conjunctiva, the fornix, and the palpebral conjunctiva of the infero-medial nasal conjunctiva. Okay, the superior palpebral conjunctiva is supplied from the branches of supratrochlear nerve, the supraorbital nerve, which itself are branches of infratrochlear nerve, and the infratrochlear nerve is itself a sub-branch of nasociliary nerves. Nasociliary nerves. Also, the palpebral conjunctiva is also supplied by the lacrimal nerve and the frontal nerve. Which all are the branches of the first division of the maxillary nerve, that is the ophthalmic division of the maxillary nerve. The bulbar conjunctiva, the interior two-thirds circumcorneal zone of the bulbar conjunctiva, is supplied by the long ciliary nerve, which is a sub-branch of the first division of the trigeminal nerve. The inferior palpebral conjunctiva, the lateral half of the inferior palpebral conjunctiva, the lateral half of the inferior fornix, and the lateral one-third of the bulbar conjunctiva is supplied by the branches from the lacrimal nerve. Which is a sub-branch of the ophthalmic division of the trigeminal nerve, the lacrimal nerve. So this is a viewpoint. We have to remember all is supplied by the V1 except the peripheral one-third of the bulbar conjunctiva, the fornix, and the palpebral conjunctiva in the inferior medial portion of the eye, which is supplied by the branches of the infraorbital nerve, which is further a branch of maxillary division of the trigeminal nerve. Next is when these nerves reach the cornea, they form a subepithelial plexus. Where is this subepithelial plexus? It is located in the superficial part of the substantia propria of the conjunctiva, where the subepithelial plexus changes into the intraepithelial plexus around the base of the epithelial cells. And this intraepithelial plexus give free nerve fibrils between the cells, and there is no myelin sheath seen here. There is no myelin sheath of these nerves. With this, we complete conjunctival anatomy and venous drainage. So in short, it is a mucous membrane which joins the eyeball with the eyelid, and it is divided into palpebral conjunctiva, bulbar conjunctiva, and fornix. We had seen the various layers of the palpebral conjunctiva, the epithelium, adenoid and fibrous layer, and how many layered is the epithelium at various parts of the conjunctiva. The goblet cells we had seen, Langerhans cells are present in the conjunctiva, which are responsible for the immunology. The conjunctival stem cells present in the fornix. The CAT, this is also part of the immunological mechanism of the conjunctiva. The adenoid layer, the lymphocytes are present here, and this is responsible for the follicular reaction. And the conjunctival glands, we had seen various conjunctival glands, the goblet cells, tryptophan, glands of Mans, the lacrimal glands responsible for the aqueous portion of the tear film, the gland of Krause, Wolfram, intraorbital, and the gland of caruncle and ficus seminularis. Ficus seminularis has a tear cell known as the tear lake. Okay, so with this we complete this conjunctival anatomy and physiology chapter.